Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do something today which is going to be a lot of fun. For those of you who have not seen my November energy report, you're going to want to watch that even before you see the individual sun sign breakouts. And the reason why is it goes into a really in-depth detail of how we're telling ourselves new spiritual stories and how we're moving into a new period where we're actually going to start creating new earth based on this new spiritual story. But we're in the midst of it, and that is one of the reasons why I really wanted to put forth these individualized sun sign videos. I'm not typically focused on astrology, although I'm getting much more interested and I may end up doing more astrology in the future. But what I'm going to do here is you're going to find this video probably in two places. You're either watching this on What on New Earth or you're watching it on Intuit Oracle. I felt that these videos were, perfect for both audiences because I am going to be using Intuit Oracle cards, and that is the official sponsor of What on New Earth. It happens to also be my business with Kimberly Aria, and I absolutely love reading cards, so I'm putting it together with this newfound love of astrology. And I mentioned in the other video that there's an app called Sirius Joy, that's Sirius Joy, that a lot of the information I'm bringing forth is based on. The lead astrologer, an amazing, he calls himself Sensei, and I think that's the perfect title for him, Christopher Witecki. You're going to want to check out his app because I cannot even begin to tell you what an impact it has made on my spiritual journey, and I've been doing this a long time. Quick change. So I'm so excited about it. So what I'm going to do is, this is the same introduction that's going to be on each sun side video. So if you're watching a second for your rising sign or your ascendant, and I highly recommend that you check all three because all three are going to be extremely important for you. But if you are, you're going to have already seen this beginning, so you're just going to want to spin on through and go right to the meat of it. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I sure hope you'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Still and silent, calm before the storm, gold and diamond, jewels behind the throne, into the night, out of the dark, take to the sky, chasing the stars, all that we said, all that we are. Waiting to fly, this is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria.
Welcome back, and Taurus, it is time for your reading. We're going to do first a little bit of a look at the astrological implications of what's coming for you in this new spiritual story. And then we're going to dive into the cards and we're going to see what additional information Spirit, Source, Creator, God, however you refer to that wonderful energy that embodies all of us. We're going to find out what information is there for you from that perspective. So before I get started, I want to go ahead and give credit where credit is due. The astrological aspect and narrative of the new spiritual story, I did get that from Christopher Witecki at Sirius Joy. If you want to check out his app, his whole platform is amazing. It's Sirius Joy, Sirius, as in the planet, Sirius. I guess it's a planet or it's a star system. I don't know, but I am Syrian, so I'm partial to that name. And yeah, it's an excellent app. So I want to give that credit up front right away. This information is not my information. It's given to us by the stars, but his interpretation is incredible. So I've kind of summarized some of this stuff for you without going into too much detail. All right, so let's talk about Taurus. Now, prior to the new moon, which happened on November 4th, Taurus was focusing on self-trust and how you relate to yourself. Okay, because how you relate to yourself is how you relate to others. And Taurus is generally thought of as the providers and the manifestors, but it's more about who you're providing for because you're doing this for people. So relationships are extremely important to you. So how you show up for yourself will determine how you show up for others. Learning how you relate to yourself and where you draw your boundaries with yourself is what we've been working with up until this new moon. The new moon started expanding you into how you relate with others. And a lot of this has had to do with how you draw your boundaries around feelings. So you've been tasked with finding a balance between your beliefs about your boundaries with others, and then you have to balance that with your behavior and actions with others, interactions. So what you're doing is you're really coming into a new philosophy or new belief. Now, some of the fears that you'll have to face with Black Moon Lilith aspecting in this period of time is around insecurities about money and productivity and your ability to perform in any area of your life. And since you are since security is extremely important to you, addressing what you feel you're worth is really part and parcel to making sure that you manifest that worth and you are a manifester. So you'll be learning in relationships what you'll tolerate and what you won't. And this is in relationship to all things, not just people. It's work, it's food, it's any situation, relationship to anything. You're going to be looking at that. Now, so the biggest fear is will you manifest what you deserve? Okay. And so you get what you deserve when you know what you're worth. That's why this whole self-worth analysis, this self-worth moving into a new spiritual story is so critical for you. All right. With Mars in Scorpio, it's going to affect you by making you more assertive. So you're going to be more assertive in saying what you don't want. You're going to cut stuff out. You're going to say, nope, this relationship isn't working for me. I'm done. And what you're doing is manifesting a new character. You're actually getting to become a new character in your movie. So your character and your behavior is going to be moving up to higher levels. Your old character is going to be dissolving, which gives you room to set up for a new character. Now, Neptune is in this equation in that it helps you to it's helping you to work out where your place is in society. So you've been playing a certain role and now you're leaving that role. So everything that you've done labeling yourself and how you're interacting with the public is going to change. So this new future you have coming has a new social ambition. And how you're used to relating with people and the public is going to change. So you're going to be shifting your career, leadership, parenting, and legacy. And you're going to be growing in this for the next couple of months. You're going to have to be committed to a new approach. And that new approach is like, how do you lead yourself through these things? Your decisions will be based on something different. You will have new faith in yourself. And it indicates that that's going to come around mid-month. And now you're going to figure out how you toe the line in relationships and how you can transform these relationships based on some of this new perspective. You're being asked to be open, to keep your beliefs open. So typically a Taurus is likely to keep their, decisions and strict boundaries. You've got your mind made up about things. The universe is asking you right now to open up to new beliefs, okay? Because your beliefs are based on old spiritual stories, and in order to go into new, you are going to want to look at those beliefs. So there's going to be a intensity during some of this month of November where you're going to be opening up a new policy on relationships or trying to approach things from a new way. So this is where you're going to be opening up to new behavior as well, because when you believe something different, you're more likely to behave differently. And there might be a commitment to a new relationship, or a commitment even to not have a relationship. But your intentions are to move forward with the new. So when the sun moves into Sagittarius, you're going to define your beliefs that support the capabilities. And it's all really based on trusting yourself. So you're going to learn to trust the changes that you're going through, and that's going to manifest a new self-worth. Self-love is the theme, and it really goes across the board for all sun signs. Self-trust, self-love seems to be like where this new spiritual story is going. And when you love yourself first of everything else, first, it raises your self-esteem to new levels, then that's going to help you move and march on in an incredible new spiritual story. So that's a little bit about what Christopher basically summarizes. Definitely go check out his app. I mean, this is just scratches the tiny, tiny surface of what he has to offer. But I loved it so much. For each of my sun signs, I'm digging deep in. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to look at the cards, and we're going to see how the cards support this, what things the universe wants you to know that expands upon this in your everyday life. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I do want to mention at this time that most of the cards that I use are Intuit Oracle cards. That is my business, and it is also the business of Kimberly Aria. Love our cards, but for this particular reading, there's a couple of decks that I typically used, and I think I really wanted to pull them out. The first is a shamanic healing deck. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to give the cards a little bit of a shuffle here. We're looking at what needs to be healed right now. We're at this particular point that you're watching this video, this is a timeless video, because this is really just going to give you a perspective of when that person, that new story started to form. And it may be very interesting to see later. Okay, integration. Well, that seems like an appropriate card, right, for what we're going through? Integration. And with this, I like to pull out the book because they have such great, it's a 33, which is really awesome. All right, so let's look at what this card has to say. Wow, this is one of the final cards in this too. All right, integration. I'm gonna just put this card here. All right. We are the sum of all of our experiences, this and other lives. And some of this stuff, just so you know, this theme that's been playing out for you, Taurus, has been playing out for a long time. Definitely since 2012, more than likely past lives, and maybe even going as far back as Atlantis. And by the way, remember to catch that long video that I did about November stuff. All of this stuff it goes into details. All right. We all bring forward a wealth of knowledge, talents, and wisdoms. One of the challenges is remembering who we are. We are bombarded every day in every way with messages on who we should be, what we should do, what we should wear, how we should live. These messages come from the media, society, our families and friends, and even strangers can drown out who we really are meant to be, who we have grown into lifetime after lifetime. So we're talking about huge programs, right? We have had these huge programs, and this incredible transit has actually started to break that down and create a new spiritual story, which we're going to be integrating. All right, so find some quiet moments in your day to identify and start a relationship with that small, strong voice inside you. Pretty soon you won't hear other messages. Many times in your interactions with others, and that's what we're talking about with Taurus, is interactions with others, you hear that small voice that tells you something's not right. Your logical mind tells you to stop it. Nothing is wrong. Stop being silly, dramatic, overreacting. So this is what you say when you talk to yourself. You may ignore your heart's inner voice in a quest to fit in, to be loved or admired. You do not realize that your inner voice is warning you that other person's energies are not matching their words or actions. Listen to your instincts about this situation or person. So this is definitely in alignment with this reading, in that we are going to be looking at how we are relating with others, because it really is the capstone of your new spiritual story. All right, so that is integration. Now we're going to look at what you need to surrender. All right, we're going to look at what you need to surrender during this period of time. I can only imagine there's 1,000 things for all of us to surrender at this time, like surrender into the deep unknown, because there's so much we don't know in terms of what's coming. But all right, so let's go ahead. I'm just going to pull one from the center of the deck. Surrender stubbornness. Oh my God, Taurus. Sorry, but this is a perfect card for you, right? All right. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. So this is about consciousness. This is about becoming conscious. This will help you communicate more lovingly with yourself and others. With others and yourself. I literally believe it should be more lovingly with yourself and with others. Let's take a look at this card. Well, I want you to be able to see it, but I don't want it to be all shiny. And there we go. And now it's blurry. Okay, so this is definitely in a line. So you want to observe yourself, but you want to help communicate more lovingly with yourself first, and then others, in this tendency to be stubborn. So that is what the message is from Source in terms of your what you need to surrender. Now let's take a look at life purpose cards. All right, let's look at life purpose and find out how this relates to your new spiritual journey. Yeah. All right, hang on. Oops. All right. Let's go ahead and grab a card from the middle of this pile. Heart's desires. Okay, let's look at this. Whoa, there we go. Heart's desires. This is a life purpose. This is a new thing. We're really needing to listen to what our heart's telling us, because our heart is the actual connection that we have with Source. Our thoughts should really follow our heart, what's right in our heart, and then materializes in our thinking. So we really have to open up the heart. This says the angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as dreams become a reality. So for many of you, your new spiritual journey is really opening up the life purpose of living your dreams and making them a reality, not just following the old steady, true, this is what I've always done, this is what I've always believed. But moving into new areas of literally dealing with your heart's desires. So let's go ahead and see what else Source has to say. I'm going to use the Intuit Oracle. Now I start getting into our cards because I absolutely love them. I also do like playing with other cards, so don't get me wrong. But what I really love about the Intuit Oracle cards, and that is the official sponsor of What on New Earth, just because, you know, it is partially my business, and it is what I spend a lot of time doing. I literally pull cards on everything, and so does Kimberly. So, all right, so we're gonna see, what does Source want us to know for our Taurus viewers in this new spiritual journey. Okay, this is definitely giving confirmation. This is about you or someone that you are in relationship with. Whoops. We got the cards flying all over the place. That's the other thing I love about these cards is they fly. Oh, wow. We got some good cards here. All right. I could see them. All right. First we have, I'm just going to pull some cards out and arrange them. Kind of how I feel. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. I'm seeing some stuff. All right. I love playing with cards. It's like being a kid. All right. Let me see here. We got 8 cards. We're going to do 2 rows of 2. And I may, oh, looks like I got a call coming in. Just going to have to mute that. Sorry about that. All right. I may move these cards around a little bit, but I'm going to take a look at what this story tells us. Okay. First of all, we've got the woman, we've got the yarn, the house, the archer, the mask, the birds, the albatross, and the eagle. So this card, the woman, is basically indicating that this message is for you or for someone that's a relationship to you. Some of you, this message will be for you. And then for some of you, this message will also be about like a loved one or a spouse or a love interest. What we've got going on right now is the yarn, and the yarn is complicated energies. Okay, so we've got some complicated things coming up. These changes might create some kind of conundrum, some kind of hassle, some kind of problem that has to do with maybe someone that you are in relationship with, or that is you yourself. We've got the house, which is the home. It's belonging. It's your safety. It's your roots. So because this is adjacent to the yarn, I would say that some of the changes you're making are going to feel a little off center when it comes to the home, okay? But if you focus, we've got the archer, and the archer is about focus, careful focus and direction. It can also be about implementing a strategy, or it could be a person that's supporting you, a go-to guy or girl. In other words, the archer signifies that there is some help for you when it comes to this complicated circumstance or situation. The mask comes up, and I want to say the mask comes up because we're going to be taking off a spiritual mask that we've been wearing, this persona. I don't want to say we've been putting on a show, but in a sense, whatever our beliefs are, that is always going to affect how we perform out in the world, how we show up, what our persona's like. And in a sense, you're going to be taking that off. Okay, so you're going to be coming out and being a little bit more genuine to who you've been now, and that will be the birds is in communication. All right, it's about communication. It's about discussions. It's about making contact with people. It's about texting or writing. The birds are also a little bit nervousness, a little flightiness. So this might be where you're struggling a little bit with how you're showing up in this new persona as you take that mask off. Now, what's really good, the albatross brings with it a good omen. And when I see this card in a reading, I like to think that the baggages that you're carrying with you, these feelings of guilt, shame, or regret, or burdens of who you've been, those are going to start slipping away. Those are going to start calming. You're going to come into, when I think of the word monogamy in this situation, I think of harmonious within self, you're committed to your own inner child, your own inner being, and you are in monogamy, which means you are in sync with that. And that's going to enable you to really fly with the eagle energy. All right. The eagle energy is going to be challenging how you've been doing things. This is challenging the status quo. It's giving you new hope for new opportunities. It's giving you very clear vision of past, present, and future. So you're going to be a little multidimensional in that you're going to be conscious of who you were and who you are becoming. And you're going to be asked again to focus, and that's the Archer, focus on those things in the moment of now. All right, so let's go ahead, put these cards up here. And let me see if I can pull all these cards up to one level. Give us a little bit more room to work. No, it's going to be tricky. Oh, well, we're going to just do this. All right, we got room. All right, now we're going to go to the Zodiac 108, and we're just going to ask Spirit, what else? What else for my Taurus friends? What else have we got going on? What else have you got to let us know so that everybody knows what to expect? If there's anyone watching and you have a special message, please let that come out. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see. Let's see if there's any. I think one turned over. Yep, it did. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I'm just going to pull these cards out, take a look at them. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of information here. We ended up with 9 cards. Okay, so that's completion. Well, the first thing that jumps out to me is Jack and Diane and the flamingos. And the reason why that jumps out at me is because there is a very good possibility that you may be leaving some relationships that no longer resonate with you. That is really, really hard. But okay, and then I'm seeing the handcuffs. All right. And that indicates really strongly to me that you may have felt really held back in this connection. I have the flamingos up here because I want to say that the flamingos offers you the hope of a new connection. All right. I think that there's a new connection coming for some of you, not for everybody. The broken heart can be merely an indication that you are feeling let down in a particular case and you need to redefine the connection. So it doesn't necessarily mean an ending. It likely could be an ending. But the handcuffs goes along with that, which is you cannot any longer be held back, held down. You're needing to break free from something that is not this letting you down, something that is causing you emotional pain, something that you might still be mourning over, all right? But the flamingo offers you the opportunity to open up for new soulmate connections. See if there's anything else in that. All right. Wow. All right. The next thing that I see here is the hammock. And the hammock is telling me that it's time for you to be a little bit easier on yourself. Okay. This is the opening up to new boundaries or opening up to new belief systems, opening up to new situations. And sometimes the best way to do that is to allow yourself to be in limbo, allow yourself to rest, allow yourself to feel supported, to meditate. You will find relief from this. And I want to say we've got a telephone and a constellation here, and both of these are about communications and organization. And it's about like a bigger network and being in communication. So something tells me that if you're willing to just sort of allow yourself to be suspended between the two states, the two spiritual stories, like in other words, there's certain parts of the spiritual story that are definitely going to be defined for you, and that's what you don't want. But what you do want is going to be coming to you, all right? And it's going to be coming to you through forms of communication and networking, organization, influence, a large amount or quantity of, say, connection with others. And these two cards come up that seem to go right along with that, which is rainbow and flag. All right, the rainbow and the flag. The rainbow says wish granted, patience pays off, manifesting wealth. But didn't we just talk about that? manifesting dollars, manifesting projects, manifesting things in your life. Wishes granted. This is coming for you. All right. And with that is a great deal of success, recognition. And that is how you show up in the world, isn't it? And isn't that what we were just talking about? Your societal place. This is very much aligned with that. And another card that we've got here is the Pearl. The Pearl, let's just give you a quick look at the Pearl, if we can get it without the shine on the card. Well, there's no shine on the cards, but the lights tend to wait it out. We have a coating on it that doesn't really give the shine per se. All right, so this is probably diving into some of your fears, which is, and let's just look quickly at the fears for Taurus. The fears around Taurus, let's see, insecurities about money and productivity. All right, so this right here is the Pearl is giving you the opportunity to open up that subconscious level about those things that are helping develop your new character. All right, and that might be, opening up. The Pearl, again, the opening up to the new stuff. That might be scary for some of you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the Twin Flame Oracle. And that's a deck that we've got that was done by Marla Kelly, who is an astrologer. And she also she's got a lot of relationship, she does, what do you want to call it? The reports that are synastries about how people get along together. She does readings for Twin Flames. She's a QHHT specialist, a really good friend of mine. And when I use these cards, in a reading, it's not always about relationship. Most of the time, I'm really looking at how your higher self and you are kind of connecting. Because in a sense, your twin flame or your manifestation of this perfect relationship has really got to come inside yourself first. So let's find out what the Twin Flame Oracle has to say. Messages from either that special someone who's wanting to give you encouragement, because it does sound like if you have a relationship that you're looking to redefine or to move on, past life connection. All right. If you have relationships that are going to be changing, shifting, or negotiated or whatever, let that appear here as well. And any messages from Spirit. Let's see what we got. Let's see if one more card flies. One more. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see what we have. The first thing I saw, actually, was the karmic ties. We have a past life connection. Okay, so the way I'm seeing this card is you're dealing with yourself in a past life, and this is what you've been embodying in this life. You start out in a past life. The memories have either surfaced consciously, subconsciously. You realize and have become conscious of this past life connection and that you're moving into new connection. And that will be, this could be towards a particular someone as well. It doesn't have to, but it can. All right, let me see here. I want to keep these two cards together. All right, the next one is, I've hurt you and I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me someday and understand I was reacting in fear. Okay, this could be a person in your life that is apologizing to you, saying that they hope you can forgive them. This could be for you to you. You know, a lot of times we hurt ourselves over our growth periods, and sometimes like the ego can take control and can hurt you. But honestly, I feel deep inside that this is more about understanding how we react in fear based on belief systems. And this period of time, you're going to be going beyond that fear, okay? So You're leaving yourself room for inner forgiveness. You might be seeing synchronicities. The synchronicities that are giving you information that bring things online for you, numbers, names, and you may find yourself working out what they mean, like synchronicities. Okay, this is, I can't validate our love in 3D until I understand our spiritual love in 5D. Give me time to explore this aspect of me so I can be a strong spiritual partner for you. All right, this could be if you are redefining an existing relationship. Maybe it's taking this relationship to a new level, which is where you might have drawn that boundary. But if not, it might be a new one coming in. That basically is saying I'm coming in at a higher dimension and I need to explore this and give me some time to get up to speed on this so that I can be the best me that I can be. I'm gonna put that up there. What else? Okay, I'm afraid this relationship is too good to be true. This may be your fear that you have with yourself as all of this stuff becomes clear. Okay? You might be afraid that your relationship with yourself, you're worried about it, and that it might feel too good to be true sometimes. And you're going to be like, yeah, this kind of makes me nervous. This is going to be a little bit of wobbling that you might find happening. But look at the card that came out last. You are my true love. Why am I having a hard time getting this thing to be able to see it? There we go. You are my true love, my heart, and my soul. That, my friend, is you in union with you. And once you are in union with you, this, if this is what you want, which being a Taurus, more than likely it is what you want, is much more available to you. I'm going to put that up here. Okay, well, the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull an Ascendant Master card. This was my first Oracle deck. And while I have redefined like how I feel about Ascended Masters, they're really, to me, like big brother and sister that kind of maybe have a little bit more consciousness at the time, but I don't worship them. And I think of them more as friends. I've had some personal tutelage from Katumi for about 2 years. And what's so funny is I was, struggling with some of my own stuff. And I pulled 2 cards for myself, and one was priorities, and the other one was Katumi, focus. And I'm like, of course Katumi is the one that shows up for me in all the cards that I pull. I was like, Katumi, you're still there. You're still there, bringing us messages. And I was very happy to see that. All right, purification. All right, so we're going through a purification process. I want to say what we allow into our, see if I can get it there. Purification, white Terra. So this period of time is literally a purification of the old self and the new self, right? We're taking out all the old stuff that doesn't resonate with the new stuff. So there's a purifying that's happening right now. That will happen in your thoughts. It will happen in your feelings. It will happen in all the different areas of your life. You're going to be taking a good look at what boundaries have I set around this for myself, and then how is that going to play out in the world? How can I purify these relationships that I have that I need to purify? How can I purify what I feel about myself, my self-love? So again, going back to love yourself first ahead of everything. And I'm not talking service to self. I'm talking self-love from the heart. And what you have in your heart and in your self-worth is what is going to manifest in your life. So, thank you so much for spending time with me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I ask you please do that. Right now, I'm in a period of trying to grow a brand new channel. I've had access to 2 of my channels, taken away through email confusion and things of that nature, in order for me to get this message out. And I do believe these spiritual story messages are extremely important right now. It would mean so much to me. You're liking this post, sharing it if you feel, that you resonate. And even if you don't hit the notification bell to get every single one of my posts, if you could just become a subscriber, that would really help me tremendously. All right, Taurus. So good luck with your new spiritual story. And we'll be putting out a video that relates to you real soon. Oh, and make sure that you check out your ascendant, your rising sign, and your moon, because those messages, I'm Gemini ascendant, and I'm working on my Gemini video right now. I'm just like, it's as strong for me as my literal sun sign. So you're going to want to check those out, and check out the people that are really close to you too, because there might be a message that will help you understand them. All right, Taurus, until the next time, take care. Namaste.